Okay, so you want to create your first app and you don't know how to. Let's see how we can create our first app using React Native in just few minutes. I'm talking about a React Native app, which is just starting of any big app. So why React Native? Basically, React Native is something which I choose when I started the app development journey. And we are going to start with React Native as well because React Native is a bit easy to download, easy to execute, and easy to learn. And don't get into the hurdle of why we have to use React Native, or why we are not using Flutter, or why we are not using Java or Kotlin or Swift, because there are several different technologies out there in the market, but whatever we can use according to our usage. And React Native is not bad at all. It is very, very good. And many big companies are also using React Native. So React Native is basically launched by Facebook in the early 2015s, and it is a comparatively new language, but the developer support is awesome. So how we can create our first React Native app? So what we are using today is one thing which is called Expo. So what is Expo? We will move on it later, but let's see the setup. So first thing up which you want to install for the React Native environment is Node.js, and I'm assuming that you already have Node.js because you all previously maybe worked on React.js or something else. So you can simply install React.js using the Node.js official website according to your basically system requirements. So even you are a Mac user or a Windows user, you can simply install the Node.js, and I'm skipping that part. So you can easily I can like show you what node version I'm using currently. It is 23.114. So you can easily download whatever version you want, which is mainly stable right now. So the next thing up is the Expo. So imagine Expo is kind of a library over this React Native world, which helps you basically create your own apps in React Native. So what is the Expo? Basically, it's like a library, like what you did with React. React.js is more like a library over basically your normal JavaScript. And now Expo is kind of a library or a wrapper over the main React Native. So it helps you to basically publish your apps, create your apps faster, and give you several other dashboard kind of things to make basically streamline your app development process, which you are going to use further in the future. So let's start with the installation part of the Expo. So you can either use npx, which is basically an express command of Node to basically just take the Expo for the temporary purpose, or you can easily install Expo using npm I, and make sure you are basically installing it as a global function. So you can easily install it globally, and we can easily simply download Expo CLI in our system. So let me install, and after that, we are able to build our first Expo app using the basically the Expo init command. So it'll give us so wait for some time while it is get downloading. So basically, there are a bunch of languages out there in the market, Flutter and other stuff, and people always got this kind of situation that don't know where to start with. So I just want to say that start wherever you want to, whatever you like, because there is not going to be any kind of difference in the future. So you can start with anything which you want. So it gets installed. So let's start with the app development part. So what we want to do is basically start our initial command. You can either use npx expo in it, or just use expo in it if you already installed the global expo CLI. So let's start our first app. So name it as first app, and I'm currently installing it into my course folder, and you can install it wherever you want to. So just I'm installing it, and we are starting with the blank TypeScript, basically the blank TypeScript template. You can either start with blank or to basically use the JavaScript version, but I always suggest you to install TypeScript first, because TypeScript is something which is always going to be helpful in the future when you're going to deploy this particular app, and it will simply gives you better benefits in terms of finding out the error and logs. So it get installed and our app is basically ready. So how we can see this? So for that I have to open my VS Code, and in the VS Code we have to get to the directory where we have saved this thing. So it's in my downloads and in my code section. This is my code section, and this is our first app, and I just want to open this up and just drag this up to a bit. Okay, now this is our app.tsx, which is basically there. And how we can see this? So get the terminal, and now we have to run our commands. So basically, what is going to be the command? So you can simply start this app with expo start, and it will get started. So it is asking for basically installing the types. So you can easily give it that thing. So if you find this kind of errors in the basically in the starting, you can easily skip this part of using directly expo, and you can simply start with npx expo start, or if you don't, we can fix it later. So it gets started, and you can simply scan this QR code. So this is QR code which is going to basically show your app in your basically your phone or devices. So for Android, you have to download the Expo app from basically the Play Store, and after that you get the scanner part, and you can scan this QR, and it will get start built. And in the iOS app, you can simply use the camera app. So I have one iOS simulator over there for the iPhone. So let's start with there. So press I, and I just started up. The what in the Android as well, it is going to work same in the same manner. And now you have your first app. Now you have your first app. If I am like changing the stuff, it will change automatically like this. So you can simply play around with this particular app.tsx to basically create anything that you want. And you can easily include images. You can easily change the styles. Like if you want to basically change the background to, let's say, blue, you can simply do this, or sky blue. You can simply do this. Sky blue, I think sky blue is not there. So, right. Yeah. So it is pretty simple to basically create your apps, and you can say, I want to like give you the time to basically play around with this particular app.tsx, because we are not going to build anything up as of now in this app.tsx, because one thing which I want to install in this particular system is basically Expo router, and Expo router is basically something which gives you basically leverage to basically work with the navigation part easily. So if you worked in Next.js or React.js previously, you know that there are some routes over there to basically navigate towards the different pages, and the same thing which is going to get installed in this particular system using Expo router. That's why I called in the starting that Expo is going to be a very crucial part of this installation. So Expo router is something which basically streamline the navigation part in different screens, and you can simply make different apps. You can also download our app I'm Habits from Play Store. Link is in the description, and you can basically, I guess, seeing this up in the screen, I think also. So uh, you can simply download that as well, and after that you are going to see what is the capability of mainly this uh, exposing, because I also made IMO habits completely with just expo, and this was the project which took around 6 months, I guess. And I created this particular IMO habits, which is basically right there in the market right now. So I can show you the website if you want. So this is our IMO habits website, and many people from more than 25 countries are using IMO habits right now. So you can also check this out, because it is going to give you the free workouts which you want. You can either use the basically you can either use the website if you want to, or for the better recommendations and better basically the better tracking part, you can easily download the app through Play Store. So this is basically the IM habits, and you can also do the same and make the same kind of projects using React Native and Expo. I have also made more than 50 projects on just React Native and Expo in the past, so you can also do that. It is a bit easy, and in the future we are going to install Expo router as well, and then we will start with the first app. You can basically give your recommendations and your ideas in the comment section, and I will make the same particular app in the future if you want to. So you can simply play around with this particular setting if you want to. It just took around 1 minute. If you in the next project, you just have to start with the expo init part, and then you can start with your project. So this is highly simple. You can easily use image tags and all to basically use the image part as well. For that, you have to import images, and you can use images, and you can easily use image as well. Give me a second to basically show you how to use the image. So For image, let's see, we are using some styles, and for image we need some styles. So as we already have this style sheet kind of thing. Basically, style sheet is something like CSS of this particular app. So we can use styles over there, and let's say it's called it EIMG, which is basically image. And I have to create this IMG over there as well. So this is basically the styles part of this particular image. And what we can do over this image? Okay, so one thing which is basically we don't need this kind of tag. We are using this kind of thing. So okay, and the next thing is we have to provide a particular source for this particular image. So as we did in the normal React Native or React.js or anything, we have to provide a source, and the source contains basically a URI, which is basically the URL over there. So let me find out basically a simple URL of our image. So simple as a URL is basically the image of the React Native logo itself. So let's use this. If I type it right, let me check from my phone. What is this? React Native .dev image tiny logo. Okay, and .png. Let's see, is this working or not? Maybe we are not going to see this immediately. We have to like fix the styles first. So for styling part, we have to set some width and heights. Height of, let's say, 80, and that's it, I guess. Let's save this up, and yeah, this is our image. We can simply give some margin over there. So I want to give some margin on the top. So margin top, which is basically 20 pixels, and now it's looking great. So you can also play around with this exo thing and use this up. And once you like basically found this up interesting, we will move forward with the extra route to maybe in the next week, and then we will start creating our best apps over there. So recommend me your ideas, recommend me your things, and we will work over this. So that's it, and that's a wrap up for this particular video.